Hey folks, welcome to Market Technical Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This intraday analysis video is for Monday, August 23rd, 2010. Well folks, the markets are flat today, which should not be a surprise to anyone. Again, considering it's late August, we have a very quiet market today. We just hit 100 million on the SPY, which is an insanely light amount of volume for 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, as it is now, but you did see today a little bit of gyration earlier in the day, and the reason for the gyration earlier in the day was strictly all about the dollar. What we saw was the inverse relationship with the dollar continuing to form and continuing to build. Now, what I'm going to show you next, folks, is a little bit of a diagram. First of all, take a look here. The first 10 minutes of the market, we saw a little bit of a push up. Make that for the first 20 minutes, and then we saw a pretty big drop all the way to the flat line, and then since then the market's gone flat to slightly higher, as you can see popping up over the last 10 minutes, 20 minutes or so. Now take a look at the dollar. Look at this, and I drew it on for you guys already. Initially, the dollar fell for the first 20 minutes and then really got a big bounce. Notice how, as the dollar was running up here, the markets were going the opposite way. This is how the market looked, by the way, folks. Up, sharp down. That's the dollar. I mean, this is the markets. Obviously, we saw the market here, and this is how the dollar went. So you can see the inverse relationship perfectly, and I'll bring up the other chart of the SPY again so you can see that. Again, upwards initially as the dollar fell, and then the dollar gets a big bid, and the markets fall all the way down. So again, just be aware that that's where the volatility came from this morning. That was the cause of the volatility, and it's all something that we need to remember going forward, because the dollar and all currencies will have a major impact on the overall markets here going forward, all right? It's just that big. Why? Because generally what you'll see is that as a country looks stronger, like for instance, remember over the last 2 months how the euro has really had a big bounce against the dollar, but then previously the euro was falling out of bed as the European crisis was in full swing. So really the currencies themselves tell you where the economy is. So right now the dollar has been very weak because it looks like the US is weaker than Europe. But for all we know, next week it'll be the euro's weaker because the European market is starting to gyrate again due to some possible defaults, and it'll switch around. So the point is, currencies are telling you an underlying basis of which economy, which countries, or which areas of the world are the strongest in the current setting. All right? Now again, as you can see, the markets initially went up to the 200 moving average, then a little bit of a fall. We fell down here. You can see support right there. We talked about a little bit of a scalp today at that level. Sure enough, it worked beautifully. Then we came down in this area, and it was another scalp right at gap fill, made some more money. So there was plenty of little scalps early in the day based on the volatility, but really over the last 3 hours, 2-hour period, the markets have gone to sleep. You can see right here, just trading sideways, very light volume. As I mentioned, we just hit 100 million on the SPY. An average day in August would probably be about 150 million. We're only at 100 million right now, so even for August, it is a little bit on the lighter side. But remember, it is a Monday. Mondays and Fridays in August, because of holidays being taken by families before the kids go back to school, are always light. Now, there are a couple other things I want to mention today. There are some strong stocks. You might say to yourself, well, I'm looking across the board here, and I see a lot of stocks in the red. What's keeping this market flat? So again, I'm looking at Baidu down $1.80, Apple down $3, RIM down 78 cents, Amazon down 25 cents, JP Morgan down 8 cents, Goldman Sachs down 70 cents. So what's really keeping this market afloat? And in the Dow, there are some key players here. One of them is Chevron. Chevron up 50 cents on the day. That's helping the Dow. In addition, ExxonMobil is also helping the Dow. Look at that chart of Exxon, guys. That is single-handedly carrying the Dow higher, or at least flat to higher right now. And there is another stock in the Dow that's having a big day today, which is Walmart. Now, this is interesting because Walmart is known as a recession stock. Generally, when things get bad in the economy, people start shopping at Walmart more instead of the high-end retailers, and they make more money. So this is a little bit of an interesting play today on the strength in Walmart. A $1.20 gain in Walmart is a huge gain. Please understand that, folks. Walmart does not go up and down $1, $2 a day. So this is a big day up on Walmart. And again, just be aware of that, is that the strength in Walmart is no doubt helping the Dow along with Exxon and Chevron. Those are really the keys there. But it's also telling us that there may be an underlying factor involved here. All right, now a couple other things. Let's go back to the SPY. And as you can see again, the market was trading beautifully sideways, then popped up quickly going into that blue trend line. Now you're consolidating off of it. Really, we're up 23 cents on the SPY. If you want to know what the Dow and the S&P are doing, I'll give you guys those quotes right now. Dow is up 25 points. NASDAQ is down 7 points. And the S&P is up 2. So you can see a real mixed bag today. Basically flat market on a Monday in August. Now, a little bit of economic news starts tomorrow. We have a lot of housing data this week. We get GDP towards the end of the week. That's going to be big. I think jobless claims this week is going to be huge. huge. Remember, last week we had 500,000 in jobless claims, initial claims. That was a huge number. So you're going to really follow that jobless claims number this Thursday to see where it goes. All right? Now, just scanning off over a couple other things, let's take a look at Apple Computer. As I mentioned, Apple is down. Look at that chart. Apple gapped higher and reversed and very, very weak. Now, by the way, take a look at this. What type of pattern is this, folks, for those of you at home that studied the in-the-money stocks methodology? That is a bear flag 101, perfect example, and it's breaking down. I told you guys, and I told my premium members about the box right here on Apple Computer, and what you can see here is I said when Apple breaks below or above this box, which was created on the day of earnings, you would see a move in that direction substantially. And again, you can see here it broke down, broke below, consolidated bearishly, and now it's breaking down again. So believe it or not, I think Apple's heading all the way down here. And then if it gets to there and moves lower, it's going right to this 200 moving average. All right? So that's what we'll keep an eye on right now. And anyways, folks, there's a lot of little things going on, but overall you have that light Monday action, light volume, markets trading fractionally, kind of in the neutral setting, maybe down S&P slightly positive with the NASDAQ a little bit weaker. Have a great rest of the day, folks. Again, join the Research Center, join the chat room. We'll see you there if you want your swing trades, your market analysis, your guidance and education. That's where it's going to be had. That's where you're going to make the money. Take care.